Yo, welcome back. This is Stu42 with another Minecraft video for you. Today we're going to get going on expanding our Applied Energistics. I am sick of running backwards and forwards between the barrels. I do still like having the barrels there though, so as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, what I'm thinking of doing is putting storage buses on the back of all of them, putting a bunch of cables along the back, big, expensive, thick cables. I know this is going to be an expensive build, but I really wanted to have the aesthetics of just having a nice barrel room, because I like having a barrel room where I can see all my stuff there, or at least all the commodity stuff. So what we're going to need to do this is quite a few things. So storage buses are going to be crazy. I'm just in the middle of making another basic steam turbine because I don't think we're going to have enough power here. In fact, with our handy network tool, yeah, so currently using 20 EU per tick-ish. That's not too bad. These only output 32, so by the time we put a bunch of storage buses, and I'm going to need some P2P tunnels as well, there's a bunch of things that this is going to end up taking. I've already extended the ME controller along here. What I'm going to need to do around the back here is, because I've got 4 rows, I'm going to use a P2P tunnel for each row. So I'm going to slap 1, 2, 3, 4 along the back for the other ends of the P2P tunnel, and that should give us the 32 channels on each thing that we need. So I'm going to get busy with making some more stuff. Stuff being the steam turbine first. We're also going to need the P2P tunnel. This one, the ME one, takes an engineering processor. Engineering processor takes a diamond. Diamonds in Resurrection, as we've said right near the start, are pretty hard to come by. They're pretty rare. So I'm making a bunch of industrial diamonds, which we can actually use for these ones as well. The storage buses. Storage bus, where is it? There it is. Storage bus just takes an ME interface and a couple of pistons. The interface though does take some annihilation cores and formation cores, which again take processors and a bunch of SerDes. So I'm gonna need to just pre-make a bunch of all that stuff. The other thing that is going to be quite difficult to make is all of this dense cable. So I'm probably going to use yellow and brown, I think it was, just because I've got lots of brown limonite and yellow limonite, and you can use those as colorings for this. So we'll use that. But to make the dense cable, we're going to need a ton of colored cable, glowstone and redstone. Covered cable, of course, being normal cable with wool. So I've been shearing sheep and making sure I've got some of these things lined up. So what I'm going to do first is lathe. These need to be plates. So I'm going to make this extra steam turbine and make some of the components, and I'll be back in just a minute with some of the assembly of this and see if we can get this thing working. See you in just a bit. Okay, we are back, and quite a bit of real-world time has gone past again. Not too much, just a day or so. But you might notice in front of you, this is looking a little bit different to what it was before. I thought I would just come back and mention something that happened. So this space is now a bit bigger, courtesy of the explosion that happened just here. Now, I did have the boiler over there, this boiler here, which is now it's getting there, warming up. Doesn't quite have enough steam. 200 degrees might give it enough steam to run these, but as you can see, it's not quite stuttering into life yet. I lost the barrel, I lost the bottom of this, I lost a bunch of pipes. I didn't lose my turbines, thankfully. As yet, I don't know what actually caused the explosion. It seems to be, if I didn't have the chunk loader and I logged out and logged in, the second I logged in, there's a hole here. Now everything, if I push F9 and F9, as you can see, everything was within one chunk, so there wasn't a chunk boundary issue, which I've heard can be a problem where the loader, the accuracy accumulator doesn't load. I've put the accuracy accumulator directly underneath this now, so hopefully that'll not happen again. The one downstairs has always been fine, so yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss. As you can see, it's just starting to sputter into life. Oh, not quite. Yeah, so this is just starting to come back up. I've made some of the things. As you can see, I've got some dense cable, yellow and brown dense cable. Like I said, I've made 6 of the P2P tunnels. We're going to also need a bunch of storage buses. Now, I can never remember which way around these go. Not that way. Right, so... Oh, and it breaks the whole thing. Actually, there might be a wrench. Can I just take the end off? Yes, I can. Shift right click with this wrench takes just the item off. Cool. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to set up these storage buses. I'm going to, now that I've got this space here, what I might do is to make it more visible, I'm going to, oops, that was really not. So to make it more visible, because I've only got 3 of these at the moment, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3. So those are going to be my 3 buses. And then I'm going to go with yellow, brown, yellow. Awesome. Now see how they don't connect together, but we should be able to run them past here, and hopefully we'll actually be able to set these storage buses on them. Actually, let's just make sure we can. I haven't actually tested this yet. I don't know if you can attach these to the cable, so it's at yellow. No, we can't. It's going to be annoying. So we're going to have to come up with a different way of doing this. I might have to... It's actually a lot easier with that now. So I might have to run the cable down the back like that. And then run some... Yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. We're going to need to have some skinny colors in the middle here somewhere. So there are some skinnier cables that we can make. ME cable, no. Let's just look for applied. So here we have the smart cable yellow. So this is where we just need the lower density one. It's a bit cheaper to make. We don't need, 4 of the covered cables. I may be able to chuck a bunch of them down there. But I am going to still need these 32. So maybe even back here, and then the yellow cable going in and along, and then the brown one going in and along. Yeah, it's going to be messy. So let me muck around with getting some more cables together, and we'll see what we can do about getting these channels sorted out. We may have to just make blocks. We could do blocks of 32. Potentially we should do blocks of 32. So what's this? 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 32. So 32 is down to there. That's to my obsidian, nickel, zinc, and cactus. So if I put storage buses on there, we might be able to just go with... Yeah, we might be able to just do that. Potentially. It's going to be a bit interesting. All right, I'm going to go away and do some experimenting. This looks like we are finally back up and running. I can throw my tiny piles in there. Yeah, not quite. But it is running well enough. All right, so I'm going to go away. I will be back in just a moment once I've had a bit of a play with this and figured out what sort of ways we can do this. I will go through some of the ways I've tried once I come back, but it's going to make for boring viewing watching me do this for the next half an hour. So we'll see you in just a moment. Okay, we are back, and I think I've got a way to sort this out. I did have to wash my dense cable. I had made it into colors, the yellow and brown colors before. If you mix it with a bucket of water, you do get the dense cable back. Just took me a while to get all 16 of them back. But what I have done is I've made some normal ME covered cable, brown and yellow. And what I'm going to do with this is 1, 2, 3. What I'm thinking I'll do is, because these can handle 8 channels, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then brown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then across this layer again, let's just take some of these out. Go for yellow again. Let's get that cable 2, 3. Actually, we don't need to count anymore because we know. Cool. So there we have our striped cable. I'm going to do another layer of brown at the top, but not just yet. I don't think I'll need to just yet. But what I was thinking is then for the next row along here, I can just reverse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can do brown and then likewise with the yellow here, and then brown there like that. And now with our plain colored cable, we can just hook the backs of these up like that. Excellent. So with that in mind, these should carry the 32 channels we need. We've only got 3 at the moment, so I'm going to just... How am I going to do this? This is always such a pain doing this, because when you put it on like that, oh, it's working. Ha! All right, it's making a liar out of me. Okay, so we're going to put 1, 2, 3. I guess that may be what the shift does. And then we're going to get some plain Jane cable onto there. I will cover this in again. So there we have those 3 channels there. We are going to need to, I've hooked 3 onto the back of here, so that's pretty cool. We're going to need to hook 1, 2, 3 there. So those are the 3 channels there. That then goes through. We are not going to need that or that because I'm going to hook it around the back here like this. Now we'll cover this up and make it all, pretty again. Now the only thing we need to do is to set those P2P tunnels. Now we do that with a memory card. So memory card is that, which means 2 gold, redstone, iron, and a calculation processor. Now I do have a calculation processor. We need 1 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those. And now, as you can see, we've got none of the dirt or anything is in there yet. But with our memory card, we should now be able to shift right click one of these. So we'll go for the closest one being the bottom. So if we shift right click that, successfully saved, and then a normal right click at the bottom here, loaded. Now that should be the dirt and cobble and stuff. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Hey, there we go. Cobblestone, dirt, oak wood, sand. Excellent. So now we're going to do the next one, which will be the... You know what? Huh. All right, I've sort of screwed this up. We don't actually need any of these. Let's just redo that. Because there's 32 channels, I don't need to have that many of them. I just need that one there. And this one there. All right, let's just save this again. So the closest one is going to be the closest one. So save that settings again. Right click to load the settings again. Now, yeah, so there's only needing to be this one. I might actually move this again. I'll move it later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the pipe run to this side because we're going to need to have a run of this cable running all the way down. Oops, ran out of cable. Running all the way down to here where we have another one of these like that. And that'll be the next one, which will have 32 channels, especially once I add that top layer on. And then around here we can have another 32 and another 32. So I've built in enough redundancy for 4 lots of 32. Now we can see here, you can see the little blue line saying that's 8 channels used. Down here, not even being used yet. There's only 3 here. The only reason that's saying 8 is because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, close enough. Actually, there might be 4 channels. That blue. 4 plus. Yeah, I can never remember. There's like 8 bands across there, so it's that. Yeah, 4 channels per blue stripe. And these ones have These ones don't have any markings on them because they're yellow, but that's okay. We're doing pretty well. We have all this stuff sorted. Now all I'm going to need is a bunch more storage buses. The storage buses I am in the process of making. They need a ton of formation cores and annihilation cores, which in turn need a ton of, crystals and fluics and logic processors. So I'm churning a few of those out now. So I might just cut this one more time. I will come back once I've cleaned a bit of this up, and we'll have some more storage buses on here, and hopefully we'll start seeing some of this first lot. I've put my more important stuff here on the left so that I can hook it up first, and then down here we'll get to this later. Yeah, cool. So we'll see you in just a moment. We are back, and I'm just putting the finishing touches. I'm using the assembling machine here with some sticky resin to make some sticky pistons. As you can see, I've made a bunch of these cores. I haven't quite used all of them because I've run out of iron. But I have got 16 of these, and very shortly I should have 16 of these sticky pistons. Now, what we're going to do with that, let's just throw the rest of the resin in there. Now, what we're going to do with this is I'm going to grab... Let's just grab 8 of them for now. So what we should be able to do now is throw these on the back of some of these chests that we're wanting to get stuff out of, essentially. So let's grab storage bus. Hooray! So it's going to be pretty expensive doing it this way, but I kind of knew that. As you can see, I have tidied this up. I've put a bit of wall up. We can still get through to the back. So what I'm going to do is... redstone's always good, so again, shift right click, there's redstone. Glass is always good. Steel, tin, iron is definitely good. Sugarcane's wheat. What is that? That's nothing. Gravel. Now gravel I'm going to do. Flint, stone, sandstone I'm going to do, because I've been mining in the desert, and I really want these things to be drained into these barrels properly. Oh, copper's good. Tin's probably good. And yeah, let's go for gold. Alright, so now we've done all of those. I can right click on them and just click this little partition storage icon, and it'll load what should be in there. I probably don't have to do this just because the barrels, sort that sort of stuff out for us anyway. So let's go glass. We've got that one. There we go, gravel. I should have put flint in there as well. Right, sandstone, pretty important. Cool. I think we are just about done. So now with some of those other things added, like the iron and the redstone and stuff, we should be able to see them in here. Look at that. So now we've got iron, gold, a few other things in here that we use for crafting. So that's one of the reasons I did this, is crafting should become a lot easier now that I can access some of the more common things. So that, I think, pretty much wraps up my Applied Energistics experiment for today. I'm pretty happy with the way it's going. I now know how I can sort these out. It didn't actually take any trial and error at all, actually. I just sort of had to make the right cables and have a bit of a think about how we can separate these out into lots of 32. The wrinkle being that I needed these strips of normal cable, because you can't attach anything to the dense cable. It's just too big. Look at that, we're starting to get some channels lit up there. So that's 1, 2, 3. What's that mean? 12 channels? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, close enough. So I think these blue lines do stand for 4 channels each. Yeah, 8 going to the bottom and then 4 going to the bottom. Oh, I do like the way Applied Energistics does stuff. All right, so that's up. So the next time you come back, I'll probably have a lot more of these things hooked up. Likewise, I'm going to start throwing some storage buses on the backs of these chests, as I'm preferring these chests as a way of storing things than these storage cells, just because if I do lose power, like with my thing blowing up over there, I can't get access to stuff. So I will still use the odd storage thing, but I'll probably use it for things like these dusts that I just don't really need to have in chests, and they don't really need to be in barrels either. It just needs a spot to go, that a sort of dump spot. I do want to keep them, but obviously don't need to get to them all the time. So yeah, there we go. One combined AE and barrel sorting room. As always, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.